Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning. Yeah, buddy. Bringing DTP back to YouTube. We'll be on Twitch actually too. We're gonna test run Twitch tomorrow. Friday we're gonna test run both of them. We're gonna multi-stream, and then we're ready to go. This is pretty cool stuff, right? Very excited. So hang tight. We'll bring guys to the open. We're gonna hang out today till around 12 o'clock. Hey, good morning, guys. Austin. Harry, everybody's here. I love it. I love it. All right, guys, give me a sec. We're going to go grab my second cup of coffee. So far, I've been up for a couple hours already. And we'll get you guys rocking and rolling. Morning, everybody. Cheers. Hey, check this out. NASDAQ is doing exactly what it was doing on the last level, right? So it oscillated, hung out, broke highs. Let's see if it does the same thing here. It's one of the things I'm looking for today. All right, we got 2 minutes till the bell. Hey, Mike, morning, buddy. Yeah, YouTube, cheers. We got our caffeine. We got our stream. What else do you need? I got my my excuse me. Still, the tweaks of COVID is still in my body. My whole house actually tested positive for it now. My daughter, no symptoms at all. She was asymptomatic. My son had a quarantine actually next Tuesday, I think they said. So it's making its rounds around, but I feel great. I feel 90% from what I was a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Still a little brain fuzziness, which I don't know when that goes away. But all in all, I feel good. I feel well. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Yep. All right, what do we got? 20 seconds left. Months, right? Yeah. It's the weirdest thing. It's like sometimes there are just words that you use all the time and you just can't remember the words. Like my memory is definitely taking a little bit of a hit, and like the clarity of how I normally think, it's just not like there. It's just bleh. All right, so there's the bell. Give it a little bit. We'll pull some walls. Let's take a look at HP today. I'm a Buddhist. All right, let's just take a minute or two here to get ourselves situated. Hey guys, so far, any lag? Does it seem like any lag? 9:30 is normally when like all the information comes to TOS, so it was trying to buggy up my my system. How's it look so far, guys? You guys see me? Are you hearing me clear? Is the clarity good? Screen good? Just give me some feedback. Today's more of a test run right now. Tomorrow we're going to try Twitch as well. We're going to multi-stream on Friday, and then we should be good to go. All right, let's pull some walls up here. Yeah, looks like 450 for SPY. All right, that's good. You can check your settings also. Like when I was doing my test runs on the settings, if you're looking at a phone or a computer, you can change to 720. So I was able to get a little clearer just by doing that. Right now, I just want to get my pitch pressure. $376. If it's laggy, if my voice is laggy, that's different. Let me know about that. We're doing a bunch of different settings, kind of tweaks to get this as pure as possible until the brand new rig comes in. But if it's just a picture clarity thing, try adjusting it off of your YouTube itself. Make sure that you're pulling in at 720. $351. 225.5. Let's get some walls up here. We got 450, 449, 448. All-time highs looking good, buddy. Four fifty one. Peek real quick. All right, resilience is confirming it up for us as well. Awesome. And tons of call walls for NASDAQ. All right. Yeah, we're in good shape. Okay. All right, let's take a look at everything else here. We're not jumping into anything right now, but I can see these setups kind of happening before the long. All right, we're gonna hang tight. We're not jumping into anything yet. I don't have that feeling just yet, but I do like the long. I'm definitely long biased right now. I almost jumped in on a Dow. Whoop, what happened here? Get that back on. I almost jumped in over here for a Dow long. Didn't take it. I would love Russell to kind of pop above here and hold. That'd be great. I like NASDAQ to hold above that 376 QQQ right now. That'd be nice. Yeah, we're going to hang out right now. We're not getting into anything. Kind of breaking through a little bit here. Yep, we're not doing much of anything right now. We're just going to chill out and watch. Get ourselves a setup. I was doing more research. Remember yesterday we were talking about our question about the flavor potato chip. There is a cilantro chip, or there was a cilantro chip, and it didn't do so well. There goes my idea. All right, Russell here. Let's get the bounce. All right, so we're having jumps right now. Everything is looking up. I'm looking for a setup for after 10 o'clock. I will be taking a long. Long is definitely looking like the move right now. But I'm in no rush. Any of you guys jumped in the long this morning? So the reaction here, everything is reacting pretty much off a level right now, everything, which is great. Russell is using that 2275 that we've been talking about for a while. It's been using that as resistance. I can see a test down, maybe not the whole way down to 2237, but I can see a test down here somewhere in the middle for a bounce back up to that 2275. I'm not taking anything until it breaks that, though. I want the Russell to break that long for me to jump into something. Jump into the Russell anyway. ES is looking great right now, upward and onwards. NASDAQ looking good too, consolidating again at the level. Yeah, that bull long. I mean, it's definitely looking long. I almost jumped into a long early, but I was setting myself up, so I didn't take it. I wasn't totally convinced. I mean, not that I wasn't convinced. I wasn't totally kind of caught into the market. And I don't love. I have to see the setup happening for a half hour before I jump into a 9:30 long. I don't love taking the 9:30 longs. I like the 10 o'clock to 10:30 longs. So I'm gonna wait another 20 minutes. We're gonna see what the first half hour market open gives us, and then we'll see what we're gonna do. For those of you that aren't DTP here, I know there's some of you on that they're hitting up on Side Sub 2. They're going to come watch the show and take the test run with us. Yeah, welcome. Appreciate you guys coming on the show. Very cool. We're going to be doing this show. It's going to be Monday through Friday. It's going to be 9 to 12. We're going to be running this on YouTube and we're going to be running this on Twitch. We may go back and forth with Zoom a little bit, but I think Maddie's going to be holding down the fort there. And we're just going to be branching out. So we're looking at, for us, YouTube and looking at Twitch right now. So if you guys haven't, whoever's on here right now, if you haven't yet, just click on the channel, subscribe to this page to get your updates. But we're going to be using this one for Monday through Fridays as well as Twitch. So whatever you feel more comfortable with, you're going to have access to us on both of them. Yeah, Mikey, you know me, buddy. I'm never in a rush. If anything, maybe I'm overkill, kind of cautious with stuff, but that's the way I trade. Yeah, Twitch is it's cool. It's more for gamers, but there is some stuff like this that they're kind of that it's getting into. So it is pretty cool. I mean, it's the same kind of format, but it's a little bit of a different interface, right? But it's a little bit more user-friendly, I think, just from a little bit of kind of messing around with it than YouTube is right now. But YouTube is obviously the much bigger name. But yeah, we're gonna have both. We'll have two options. I got my green screen in. Gonna mess with that later on today. We're gonna have some cool background. I'm thinking probably put some holiday backgrounds in the back, and we'll do some Christmas trees for Christmas and some pumpkins maybe for Halloween stuff. We're gonna have some fun with that as well. So we got a lot of things that we're adding to the show, a lot of cool stuff. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. Hope you guys are too. So again, especially now we're on YouTube, I gotta say this again. This is not trading advice. Please don't take this as trading advice. Definitely don't ghost my trades. We were talking about this yesterday, me and Matt, with you guys in the Zoom stream, and this is the hardest thing in the world. So please don't think this is an easy way to $1 million or anything like that. I know a lot of traders, good traders too. All it takes is that 1 week, 1 month where you're off your game a little bit, and you can get hurt really bad. So please be careful. Don't take this as trading advice. All I'm doing is talking about how I trade, my experiences in the market. I'm not a licensed professional. I never claim to be, even though I am looking at taking a test, but I have not yet. But I am looking back into that as well. So please, this is much more just informational, recreational than it is to be taken literally or taking as trade advice. So please do not follow my trades when I do show you my trades. This is not made for that. I'll tell you, that was a show that it took me a while to get into, but when I did, the thing was freaking awesome. But I tried to get into Breaking Bad a couple of times, years ago, right? And I finally got into it and like, wow, this is the coolest show. But it took a while. And that show too, they say everything means something every time they're wearing a color. Like yellow means something, and purple means something. Everything means something in that show. It's a show you can watch more than once, definitely. It's not my favorite. I think Sons of Anarchy is still my favorite show. Nasdaq resilience is looking great. S&P it's okay. S&P we're not bad. We're still in a little bit of the positive, but Nasdaq is definitely the move based on resilience right now. So if I do jump into a long, Nasdaq is leading me as far as what indice I'm gonna pick. I like the Nasdaq. I do like the Dow still as well. I'd like to get through. Just for the fact that we haven't gotten to that green, to this level yet, which is 35,400. We haven't gotten there yet. And we are looking good right now. Russell broke through, dipped back off of hedge. That's fantastic. We're looking like we're going to get into the game pretty soon. Russell is setting up for a long as well now. I would like a bounce over here. Hover around. I'm looking right now, if I can be perfect with this, I would like to long NASDAQ around that 410 number. That's where I like to kind of start a long on NASDAQ. Up and away, Bitcoin. How the rest of those guys doing? I don't follow crypto ever. I know we talked about that a little yesterday too. I don't follow crypto. How is like the other ones, like the Doge and like the Sun Moon and the other guys? Are those guys still breaking all time? I know they all kind of follow Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's like the mothership of the whole crypto galaxy, and the rest just kind of follow suit with that. But how's Doge doing? I know that was the biggest thing. That was like on Facebook. It was all over the place. Everybody was a guru, a trading guru based on Doge. I do know some people that got into Doge early, and that's fantastic. Good for them. Yeah, it's a little bit small. Yeah, we're gonna have to work out the kinks a little bit more. But let's see if we can do this. The resiliency right now, you're looking at 20 for the S&P, climbed up a little bit, 31, right, 38 right now for the Nasdaq. I mean, I guess if anyone, I'm looking, I would, I'm not going to say that because I don't look to buy crypto, and I'm not going to until it becomes a backed currency by some kind of an actual global space. I'm not getting involved in crypto. I do feel that digital currency is the future. I get that aspect of it, and I'm on board for that. Even I mean, it kind of is there now in a very small scope, right? I mean, we don't use paper cash anymore. Who even collects change anymore? Well, that's the last time someone gave you change for something and you actually took it. So those days are kind of over and over, right? Everyone uses their Apple Pay cards, right? Or you go, you get your PayPal card, your Venmo card, your bank card, your credit cards. I mean, everything is cards right now, and now you don't even slide them in anymore. Most people just you tap them, right? And they go. So that's a type of digital currency, I guess, right? It's a basis of it, and from there it's going to be more and more and more, and that's kind of how that's going to go. Now resiliency is looking great. Everything is looking great. S&P breaking through. Russell breaking through. Dow looking great. I don't think I'm going to get my entry at the 410 still just yet, but it's still there. That's what we're looking for. We're going to start along around the 415 at around 410. That's what we're looking for. We don't want to break at 400. 15,400 under 15.4. That's going to be our stop for Nasdaq. We're looking to get in. We're looking for an entry there. Yeah, we're looking to catch a scalp here as well. That's the plan. We're going to add one here. We're getting in Nasdaq. We're going to throw one in right now. We're throwing another one in at 10. We're starting a position, starting along on Nasdaq. If we're wrong, we're wrong. It's okay. But everything's lining up right now. We like the way this looks. So my orders are going to be, I have one in right now. When I get let's see what we got here. Waiting for it to trigger through. Once it triggers a rebound, we're going to add on to this. So now we're watching VWAP, looking for that. All right, position has been started. We are looking at Nasdaq right now, strongest of the two for resiliency. Everything above, decent setup. A little before 10 o'clock, but okay. Under 400 would be our break. Yeah, I got asked by a couple of you guys about my levels too and how we set them up. We'll go over that later on when I'm out of this trade. We'll go over some level stuff as well. All right, let's see the reaction here. All right, so we're looking for a kickoff on Nasdaq right now. It's starting to react for it, so we're still okay. Another breakthrough though. Now we have our point. So another breakthrough. We're out of the trade. We started a small long on Russell as well. It's holding above. It's hovering. That's fine. Yeah, crypto's probably the number one thing I get asked about. What's my opinion on crypto? And I always say I have no opinion. I do get asked a lot about crypto. All right, Russell's taking off. Dow is setting up for another takeoff as well. Let's get the bounce from Nasdaq, and we're going to wait for that bounce. I'm looking for a jump to at least 20 right now for NASDAQ. That's what we're looking for. 20 and 40, those are the two targets. We got two contracts long right now for NASDAQ. We have one also for the Russell. We took one at 71. We're up almost 4 points on that, 4 full points. So this right here is my stop right under that guy over there. No low, that's fine, I'm out. I'm holding on right now for the Russell for another move up. Let's take a look. What else? We have some support coming in for Dow soon too. All right, I think we're in good shape for this trade so far. Let's go. Breakthrough. Up, up, and away. All right, we're cutting short our Russell trade right now. We're at the top. Not that it can't break through. It can, but that was just one. I only held one for that. That was a nice little trade. Our resilience still looks good. We're tipping above right now. Let's pull up. Like another break. If the S&P can jump right now and give us another bump here, we can break that 24 number. Nasdaq should follow that as well. I'll tell you what, actually, S&P is looking like a saucy little long here. I like the S&P around 17. Let's add one on to NASDAQ here for the bounce up. And easy, clean break. All right, so now we have like an 8-to-1 trade right now. We're averaging for NASDAQ at 02, which is awesome. We can break through here. We're great. If not, we're looking at 96, 95 is our stop. I don't use hard stops. I use soft stops. 96 I will take out though if no bump. I have looking at 17 for S&P for a move as well. Hopefully we get this break in NASDAQ here. NASDAQ resiliency is right around equilibrium right now too. Did give it back a little bit. Dow looking to bump up, making a high. So this is what we're using right here, right? Low behind that, simple out. Yeah, it's going back and forth. I know. S&P is showing like it's the player today. Well, right now it ain't not today, but I can see this being a break and hold right now, and this would be a great trade. If not, I'm in a good spot at 02, right? So my position is at 02. I have 5 points on 2 contracts now, 6 points going up. And it's going to make its decision. If it wants lower, then it has to break to the 95, and that's not an easy thing to do right now. Nothing has been saying bearish at all. It could break to the 95, but there's a better chance of this thing going up. $20 is not a target now. 214 would be your first target if it gets there. Nope. Let's see reaction here. No, I don't like it. Nope, I'm getting out of my NASDAQ trade. I don't like it. Let's see the reaction from the S&P as NASDAQ is trying to break a little lower here. I am flat. I'm pulling up. I was looking at the 17 number for the S&P. I don't like it anymore now that NASDAQ broke through. I'm hanging out. There's no need to force it or jump into anything right here. I'll give it to probably the 1030 number. 1030 time. Yeah, I'm out of trades now. I was asked before. Yeah, let's before about the levels and how I set them up. I'll pull a level up and show you guys. So here's a chart of NASDAQ, right? So what I'm looking for when I'm setting up level, I'm not just going top to bottom, right? You can go from an anchor point, you're going to get yourself a red line there, but I'm looking for a little more than that. I'm looking for confirmation. What I mean by confirmation is that I have a high and we have a bunch of lows, right? But now, if we're pecking on these lows, I'm looking to see if the levels that would have been made from them were used as support and resistance. And in this case, they kind of weren't, right? There's nothing there that would have been. So I don't like this level here. So I'm constantly waiting for a reaction at a low, which we finally get around here. And now I have what could be levels. The confirmation from those levels, I look up again here. I have one level confirmed. I have a second level confirmed. And I wait for the reaction. Now, if all the fights are happening around that number, I know I have my levels in unison, and I hold until they break through one way or the other. So in this case, I did get my levels. I have confirmation. I have 5 different points that they were reacting from. So I keep those levels here just as a tool. I don't trade exclusively off of these, but now, and I look, as we're going against the level is when you kind of get this confirmation for these oscillation kind of setups, and this is obviously one of them. This is the second one as well too. So I know I have the confirmation, so my NASDAQ level is fine. If I don't have more than 3 confirmations off of it, I don't take it, or I don't take it as true. Let's pull up my S&P levels. And you can do this off an hour chart, off a day chart, off a 15-minute chart, or 5-minute chart. I do these off sometimes a bunch of them though, but I'm more of a scalping. I don't swing trade. I don't hold more than a day. And I'm out of things more so every 3 to 5 minutes than I am every half hour to an hour. I don't hold trades for that long. So the shorter time frame levels for me work better. I like the 15 minutes here. So my 15-minute level, I started here. Let's see if we can get our confirmation. Once we got our low, we have confirmation for levels here, so I'm okay with this one. So this would give me confirmations of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is a good level. So once 45.49 is broken to the high side, or 42.64, then the level is now invalid. But it's a good little train of reference for me to know where something is climbing to. And I do the same thing for all of them. So that's how I kind of set up the levels. Sometimes they adjust based on a break. Sometimes the high is in and the low is not in there. And the low does give you 4 other confirmation points for it. But that's kind of how I set up those levels. And they're all the same. They're all similar for how we do that. So now for the Russell, the big number is 22.75.3. A break above here and an oscillation is good for us. Well, the levels and the levels are pretty much just a gap, which is an old DTP strategy. I actually helped them kind of pioneer that strategy as far as the gaps go, but I use them as the levels. They're kind of similar for that. I do use walls. I do use hedge pressure. I don't make any decision off of one thing, but when 3 of those they kind of line up for it, then I will take that trade. Resiliency is becoming more and more a huge factor in my playbook. I don't go against it. I try not to go against it. S&P right now would show me that would be the long if I'm taking any long. So hedge pressure, resiliency, levels, and then a VWAP setup is how I make my trades. I like to take my trade. This one, the trade I just took for the Nasdaq, it was off of a VWAP strategy. I'll show you what I mean. I took the trade over here once I started getting the dip up here, and that's the final confirmation. I was convinced about the long. We had resiliency over here. We had resiliency for the S&P as well. We were below hedge pressure, right around hedge pressure actually, right, for Nasdaq, and we were above it for the SPY. So I was betting on a bet to go through it, and I took it when I had the first green candle. I don't trade off of red candles. When I got the first green candle, I took it, and I actually was up in the trade for a while here, and it broke through for it. So my target was for the whole around 30 and 40, so 20 and 40. So I don't rely solely on any one system, but a bunch of them when they line up. So we had, we were up at one point like $300. I think we're down like we're down $112, $15 right now. But we had the setup for it right there. We're just looking to hold for more, and that's fine. But once it broke through again, though, we gave up on it. We didn't chase it and wait for it to come back. We gave up on it right around here. The Russell trade, I had it over here. There was other things that kind of lined up for it, but I had the Russell trade for this once it broke through. I had a pivot that it was showing support as well. And there you go. So I also use these pivot strats as well. The Russell gave up their pivot. S&P is holding down to it. This is where I took the Russell trade from as well. It lined up with a VWAP. Ad is showing us promise right now for the long as well. So I'm not giving up. I mean, I'm not going into a Nasdaq long again until it kind of can break and hold through above VWAP. But I'm not giving up on the long for Nasdaq as a whole today. But right now I am. Right now S&P and the Dow look like the best long trades for me. Nasdaq, for me to consider the long again, I would use resiliency for that, right? So the rebound from resiliency, when it holds above equilibrium, is when I would look, if I am going to look into getting up into a long for that. So now it's a little bit more of a kind of sitting on hands. Now that I have that trade also in my index, I'm going to go over it a little harder. After, when market closes, what I do is I go over all my trades. And actually, that's a really good advice for everybody. And the less trades you have, the more in depth you can go. Guys who make 70, 80, 90 contract trades a day, I mean, I can't do. I used to do that, but I can't do that now. So I'm going to look at that trade and see if, in fact, I just missed a trade or if it was a good trade or a bad trade based on everything else. So we will look at that trade. I made the NASDAQ trade and the Russell trade. We'll look at them in more in depth. Maybe we'll talk about those in study hall. I'm not sure if Matt's running study hall this week or if I'm running study hall, but if I am, we'll go over all my trades from this week. I think I have about 6 or 7 trades so far this week that I've made. I'm running an 8-day winning streak right now, so let's see if we can get that back later today. All right, Nasdaq's trying to get back in the game. Oh, is he leaving for the weekend? I thought he was just leaving for the day. I didn't know that was a whole week kind of journey. Cool, good for him. Go enjoy. They're also reacted very strongly for that. So now, yeah, Nasdaq. We're not touching Nasdaq until it breaks hedge pressure. Even if we get resiliency to get back in there, until it breaks and holds off of hedge pressure, we're not touching Nasdaq. And my guess is that when I go over the notes for it, that trade is going to be a bad trade because I didn't get the breakthrough hedge pressure for that Nasdaq trade. For ES right now, I liked before we were talking about. I liked the that 17 long. I actually pulled it when the Nasdaq broke down. I wanted to see if the Nasdaq was recovering or not, but I didn't like this. I had the 17 long, and I would have hit it. That would have been a great trade. I did not take the trade. But that 17, actually, I don't know if I had that 17 look right now. Even if I had a limit order out there, which I didn't, but the 17 was a number that I wanted to start. Well, I called out anyway. I was going to start. I didn't take the trade. We had the breakthrough over here. I didn't want to go against that, so I didn't take this trade. But it looks like it's a good trade for the S&P. Well, it would have been a great trade for the S&P. And that 17 number also coincides with a 4-hour and a 1-hour pivot. Yeah, I'll tell you what, nothing is slowing down. Russell's not slowing down. The Dow's not slowing down. S&P looks like it's not slowing down. We can break through right now too. I'm not gonna chase it, but yeah, I don't see why not. And resilience is holding up strong right now. Nasdaq is following suit as well, but resiliency is holding strong right now for the S&P. So it looks like it's definitely a good long coming soon. Triple Q pulling up to hedge pressure now. I'll tell you that if Nasdaq can break through hedge pressure right now, that just looks great for the ES long. So ES long, it got to 75. See what Nasdaq does here. A clean breakthrough Nasdaq here could send the whole market flying up. So to get more into your question before about how does DTB fall into my trade style, I use pieces. Again, I've been trading for 7-8 years now maybe, and I've tried a lot of different systems, especially in the beginning when you're kind of trying to get your feet wet and trying to feel what you're good at. My scalping decisions, I don't hold for 40-50 point moves. So my scalping techniques and my strategies don't align with everything. So I don't take those 20 point SPY moves. So what I'm looking for are just different setups for quick scalps. I love 10 point scalps, 15 point scalps. So I use resiliency as far as confirmation. I use hedge pressure as far as confirmation. I don't make trades off them. I don't set market or set limit orders at those numbers and just kind of see what happens there. I need confirmation, especially from VWAP and the smaller time frames, whether it be a 1 minute or whether it be like a 100 tick chart, because I want to see it breaking a small level that a lot of people aren't looking at when you're looking at 5-minute charts or 15-minute charts or bigger time frames. I want to see those little breaks in the beginning, and those give me the final confirmation to take the trade. So everything has to line up for me. I need to have at least 3 out of 4 of these things. So yeah, and listen, and a lot of guys are really great swings. For me, it never really meshed so well with me. I sometimes just the market's flying up there, and you know it's just dumb to get out of a trade. So there are times that I do hold and get those nice scores, but my style is not so much for that. I'm more of a scalper. I just feel more comfortable scalping. I also, and the biggest help for me in my trading career was getting out of trades, even this one you saw me get out of before. I got out when it broke through 95 Nasdaq. Well, if I would hold that trade, I'd be up right now 15 points, but that doesn't affect me one bit. I don't want that trade when it broke through a level that I had there. I don't want to be around in that. I don't want to be involved. So I took a 5-point loss or a 6-point loss in that trade where I would have been up 15 points right now, but at the most for that, I was down 25 points. I don't want to be red 25 points to get back 15 points, even though it says, wow, that was a winning trade, and that's fantastic. I'd rather win than lose, of course, but I don't want to risk or feel the heat for 25 points just to get back 15 points. Now, if I was swinging or if I was holding for longer trades or bigger trades, and yeah, that might make sense. If a 40-point or 50-point target I had for that trade, then yeah, I can take heat to up to 25 points, even so I don't like doing that. The most heat you're going to see me take is really 5 to 10 points on NASDAQ. Unless there's a reason for it. So, over weekend, yeah, I remember you, Mike, with those over the weekend swings. I don't like holding it just because I enjoy my sleep, and I don't want to hold weight going into a weekend or going into an overnight session where anything can happen and some war starts somewhere, somebody gets bombed, I wake up and oh crap, I'm out of this. I don't like holding overnight. So I don't like holding after market hours. My bread and butter for trading is 10:30 to 2:30. And we're still not even at 10:30 yet right now. So the day is still very young. I'll tell you what though, right now, this is setting up decent for NASDAQ. Kind of catching up a little bit here. I would like to get, if we can get this to break through and oscillate over here, I would look again for a NASDAQ long. I think that this is actually a decent spot right now for S&P though, and we're holding above resilience 22. S&P, we're going to get into an S&P long here. We're starting a long in S&P. I like where we are right now too. For a continuation for a move up here, this would be a great spot for support. So we're going to start a long on S&P. We have our VWAP giving us our level here. This looks to me like it's conditioning to go up. So that's what we're looking at right now. See if I can make this a little prettier for us. Yeah, that looks better. I think 50, 45, 49 is still in play for the S&P. Could be for today or tomorrow, but I see that being in play. I don't know that I'm holding for that long. But right now, everything is kind of breaking through, right? I actually don't mind a Dow long as well. We're going to pop one in for a Dow long here also. All right, so we're long right now. The Dow, we're long in the S&P. Everything is trending up right now. Resiliency is in our favor. Above hedge pressure, everything is looking good for these longs. Yep, even the Nasdaq is on board right now with us. Yeah, we're looking good for the long. I like my position right now. Nasdaq peaking above hedge pressure, bouncing off the last wall. Beautiful. All right, the Dow's breaking up, S&P's breaking up. We got some points. We're putting some points in the pocket here. All right. Adrian, how about you? Are you still sitting out, or did you get into that long when it broke through that you were talking about with your what did you say? It was breaking through 25. Perfect world, we just rock it up here to this guy, which is our 45, 49 level. Nice little scalp, buddy. Good job. I mean, I like the scalp. I mean, I have 3.5 points right now in the S&P. I still have about 15 on the Dow right now. I just don't see anything that's telling me to cut out right now. So I'm going to hang tight for a bit. Nice, nothing wrong with that. Listen, I don't know anybody who would say no to $500 a day. That's a great job, bud. This was a setup too for me to throw in more than one contract here. And Nasdaq broke through again. This was me just being silly with one contract. This is more like a 2 or 3 contract setup. But I mean, in reality, we do have 2 contracts. We still have the one for the Dow. We have 1 contract long Dow. We have 1 contract long S&P. So we're gonna hang tight here for a little bit. I'm just looking at it to see if there's anything that I have here, any kind of resistance that could come up for S&P anytime soon. Even with off of a pullback here, I see this thing going up here. I see 45, 49 being the next level. I don't see anything else. All right, Nasdaq is trying to test right now its daily highs. You see the reaction we get over here. I can see the Nasdaq me taking along around the 411-ish. Doesn't look like it's off. 415 level kind of. I actually like this for an add-on for my Dow long. Let's see if they give us a little more there. I'm considering an add-on right now for the Dow. My Dow stop is around 430 right now. Let's see if we can accept it. We're looking for a 48 add-on for Dow.
Order canceled. Order submitted. Order canceled.
I just missed my fill for my add-on. I missed my fill for my add-on. I should have thrown a market order at it. I like the way, I like the small little pullback it gave us for the Dow, right? I wanted the 48. Didn't get it. All right, let's see if we make a new high. There's still 1 contract in. Resiliency is still looking great. S&P at 35 right now for the guys who can't see. I know it's a little small on the screen. Yeah, 35 for S&P, 27 is resiliency right now for Nasdaq. I did like that add-on for the Dow. Should have just popped the market order. Look at the Russell up and away right now. Beautiful. All right, let's get some new highs. Let's keep rocking here. Another day in paradise. Another thing too, my glasses are solely for looking at computers because I look at computers really all day long, right? But they don't really do much. They just kind of get them a little clearer. I have a slight astigmatism in my eyes, but now with COVID, I feel like they do a lot more than they did before. I feel like COVID messed with my eyesight a little bit as well. It's amazing how different everyone has. Everyone in my family kind of has COVID right now too. Most of us are vaccinated, and a couple of us had COVID before, and we're still testing positive now for this, I guess, Delta variant guy, whatever. but we all have different symptoms for it. Some have the sniffles. I had massive headaches. My headaches were 72 hours. I had 3 days of headaches where I couldn't think. It was awful. Never had any problems breathing. I lost taste and smell the second day. My son lost taste and smell a couple of days ago as well. He hasn't gotten his back. I have gotten it back. I'd say my taste and smell is like at 70% now. It's getting better. I can taste coffee, which is cool. But it's amazing how the same strain of COVID got through to all my friends and family, right? Well, not all my family, and we all have different symptoms from it. It's amazing that it attacks people in different ways. They have a new thing too now. It's I forgot what it was called, but it's like a transfusion of antibodies that's a lot stronger. It's like this kind of zaps them straight into like your system or something. It's like a shot that goes into your stomach. My cousin's a nurse who's telling me about it. It sounded interesting because if you feel anything at all with your chest or breathing whatsoever, you have to get this done. It's a lifesaver. It's a game changer. Blah blah blah. That add-on for that would have been pretty cool. Hey guys, for Study Hall this week, remind me. I want to go over the add-on system because a lot of you guys asked me about that as well too, like privately and stuff. And I want to show you how why that was an add-on for me. I add on a lot more when I'm winning a trade than when I'm losing a trade. I don't cost average in. I average in at levels like you saw me do with Nasdaq. It was a level average in, but it was a monoclone. Yep, that's what it was. Yeah. It's a transfusion, right? It's like a needle or 2 shots in your stomach or something, and it just gives all these like heavy-duty antibodies that get in there and really do work. Because the idea is that the inflammation from COVID is what does all the damage, right? And once the inflammation gets into your lungs, then that's when it becomes a real problem. Hearts being enlarged and whatnot. All right, I'm getting out of my Dow trade now. I'm happy with that trade. I'm holding on to the S&P, and I'm out of my Dow trade. So anyway, yeah, so that's when COVID kind of gets you, when it gets into your lungs and blows up everything. And the inflammatory response from it is something that steroids just doesn't help with. See, I always understood, even when I had Tommy John surgery, right? I blew my arm out playing baseball a long time ago. Got the scar still here, pretty cool. And they gave me all types of different steroids, the Kenalog steroids, just things that like super anti-inflammatories. So when COVID came out and when we understood a little bit about what was going on with it, I thought, oh, steroids are going to fix that. It's anti-inflammatory, but it's a different type of thing. The only Wednesday and Fridays are bad for me. I'll take thanks for walk away. Yeah, awesome job, but wait, normally Wednesday and Fridays are bad for you, like you just seem like you lose trades on Wednesdays and Fridays, or just like because you can't concentrate because of work or something? I actually feel that Mondays as a whole, Mondays and Fridays are my worst trading days. I don't know if it's just my mindset for it, but I feel, I don't believe it to be true, but I feel that Mondays and Fridays I always have a harder time trading. That Russell's going to the moon. Look at this guy. All right, so we're still in our S&P trade. We got out of our Dow trade. Yeah, I'm not sure why Wednesdays. I don't know. I don't know why Wednesdays. I get them Fridays because it's kind of the market can be a little lackadaisical and everyone's going to the Hamptons and whatnot. I get Monday, new day. A lot of information is coming in over the weekend that the market has to kind of digest. I understand the Monday thing. Monday kind of makes sense to me because the market's digesting a whole weekend worth of stuff, right? Wednesdays, I don't know. Wednesdays, I would think whether you kind of get your mojo back. I would think that Wednesdays, if I looked at my stats, Wednesdays are probably a good day for me. I don't know for sure, but. Yeah, right. All right, so we're gonna trend line this up as far as we're gonna have this as our stop. This is what we're gonna use. What? This is almost on tip. Let's get to the 1 minute chart. I'll use this as like a reference base as far as getting out of this trade or not. This is a pretty steep trend line right now, as it is anyway, though. So I can see some kind of a pullback, base consolidate, and kind of push back on from there. But for now, we're going to use that as a guide. If we break and a hold under that, we're going to stay still. But right now, we're still going to hang out. Still looking good. Our S&P trade working out well. Hey, good morning, DTP. So we have no pain for anything right now. The whole market as a whole is looking up. The resilience is looking great. 52 on the S&P, 53 on NASDAQ right now. I should have probably looked a little deeper as far as finding that NASDAQ trade once it broke through again. Dow trade, we just got out of the Dow trade. You guys saw that. We are having ourselves a day. Look at this. The Russell just kind of kicked butt once it got to hedge pressure, right? I would love to fill that at that 49 number for S&P. That would, if we do hold to that point, and again, I'm not getting out of anything until we get that, at least this broken. I have no pain whatsoever in this trade right now. Getting into it from right around here. So if this doesn't break through this trend line here, we're holding 49 would be a total out though. 49 we're out of this trade. That's a max. All right, so 10:30 right now. We got to the halftime kind of point of the show. Guys, give me a 2 minute. I'm gonna take a 2-minute break real quick. I'll be right back. Hey guys. You know the best part about this, where I can finally smell again? I have these really cool lime and eucalyptus waxing. So you guys here. I use these in my office. They smell so friggin' good. And they're going off right now, and I can smell in the background, and oh, it's beautiful. All right, so we have here, still hanging out, oscillating here, which is always good. Oscillating at highs is a beautiful thing. Our long is still looking strong. We're 7 points up right now for this long. Oh, it smells so good. Eucalyptus and lavender. I have a lavender vanilla also that I go back and forth with. But eucalyptus, oh, especially if you have a little bit of a cold, it's the best. I tried. I have those, by the way. Look what came in. I have those cinnamony guys. I'm gonna take another one right now. These things are like super. These are like cough drops on steroids. But it's a cinnamon cake. But there's something else. There's another ingredient in here. I can't put my finger on it, but it's definitely a distinct taste. All right, let's look at what we have here. Hold on. Hang tight real quick. Yeah, what's it? Hold on, I'm gonna look in the back. Let me tell you. If I can put my finger on it. Organic cane sugar, organic brown rice syrup, on guard, essential oil. Something about the oil. Cloves. That's what I taste. I can taste the cloves. That's what it is. That's definitely what it is. All right, we're gonna get out of our S&P trade. Might jump in back later on. We'll see. Not that I can't keep going up and up and up forever for it here, but we got back to our trend line false. So this is normally when, if it's going to pull back a little more, and look, it's trying to right now. It's going to pull back off of that. It's another little trick that I use as far as my entries and exits go. So I got into this long. You guys saw me get into the long around here. Very quick scalp, easy scalp. Once we broke through, I got my pullback, and now I'm out, and now it's trying to defend it. Now it's fighting right now, and all I ever try to do in the market is try to find where the fights are going to happen and make my decisions from there. So it found a little bit of a fight, and now it can go up or down from there, but this is my exit. Broke through, connection, I got my point back from it, and I'm out. Very simple scalp for me. Oh, they're back in the green for the day. NASDAQ is setting up as well here for a long. This is where we said before we were waiting for to make a decision if you want to jump into a NASDAQ long or not. So we're going to take a closer look at NASDAQ here and see what we think. I like the 15-17 number for NASDAQ, and we get a pullback another like 10 points. I like the start position there. I would like to see the S&P break through again up for that trend line though, but that's what I'm looking for NASDAQ. I would start along again around 15-17. That's what my setup looks like. It would make sense. Ad is looking beautiful right now for the long. Tick, there's no pain here in tick. Everything's looking strong right now. So let's see if NASDAQ gives us what we're looking for. I don't want to jump into a long here. This could be the long. There is definitely a fight happening here for NASDAQ, right? So this could be the spot for it. If I can get into, what am I going to, 500? Let's find if we have an anchor point for a red line here. We can really heighten it. So let's go 500. Let's do... Let's see if we can find something here. Let's call out. Let's have some fun. Let's call out something cool today. Be something like this. Anchor off the, yep, there's your 17. I like the 17 number there. I think that's a very good start for a long position. And I'm not waiting for it just to tap. I'm not throwing a limit order at it now, waiting for it to tap because the fight's above it, obviously right now, right? But I would like to see consolidation above it. If I get that where it holds and it kind of banks above it there, then that's going to be my entry for my long. Shorter than that, then I'll wait for the same thing. I want to see a fight, guys. I don't just throw orders in for it at certain levels and that's it. I want to see if I'm right about where the back and forth is going. At that point, I take my trade, waiting for the break up. If I don't get it, easy to get out of those trades. Oh, that clove. The cloves are strong. Ooh. This thing could definitely cure your sinuses. They do taste good though. It tastes like Big Red. These are the ones that actually Matt took when he was COVID a year or 2 years ago. About a year, right? Year and a half ago. Matt, Jamie gave Matt these On Guard. Never heard of them before. Get them on Amazon, cough drops, and it's all this really cool stuff that's in them. All this oil stuff and clove oil and cinnamon bark oil. But they're friggin' phenomenal. They're definitely strong, but it's a different type of strong. It's not like one of those like really strong halls. It's not. It's tasty, but in a different way. You want me to send you a pack, buddy? Yeah, so this is good. So we're gonna get rid of this because this is now irrelevant for our moves. Let's get rid of our minor trend line there. So the fight is happening right now for the major markets, right? Nasdaq is doing the same thing as the S&P. Resilience is still helping us out. We are above edge pressure for everything there. I'm still fighting. Are these? No, they're not sugar-free, right? Organic cane sugar. No, these definitely aren't sugar-free. Do they have sugar-free ones? I have no idea. Matt just told me 2 weeks ago, listen, dude, I'm sending you a thing. This is what they are. Friggin' buy the things. I don't know if maybe he bought them. I don't even know if he sent them to me or not. I'm not even sure. Whew. Big Red. Yeah, this is definitely like a Big Red. All right, so what do we got here? I'll tell you what, Nasdaq gave us our 17 again too. Pop down, pop back up again. I didn't take it. If we do get that break above on Nasdaq, I will jump into an S&P. If we get a break on S&P before Nasdaq, I will jump into a Nasdaq. That's going to be my strat for this next trade. If we do get one of our majors that breaks through, I will take the other one that will be trailing around it. So I'm not going to. I'm definitely not fading anything at this point, but I'm not going to chase anything either right now. So I don't want to chase something that already gave the 3 points, but I would get into the other indice for that. So that would be our strat if we do get that. Let's see. I am definitely still in long camp right now. I definitely do like the long still. And here comes our 17 for Nasdaq again, guys. Still SOH right now. When is Tesla's earnings report? Let's take a look at that. Uh, 5:30 tonight, right? Got it. Okay. Q3 earnings report, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Okay, this might be it here. Let's see. Hold on. It's trying to get us into a trade here. All right, Nasdaq's breaking through. Want a little bit of a pullback here. Yes, we're gonna jump in. Let's go. Pull back a little bit. Pull back. Here it comes. Come. Give me that 29.50 fill. There we go. Give me 30. I'll take a 30 fill right now. I'm looking for S&P right now. My out is going to be 24. I'm looking at for a stop. I will build into that zone. So I'd like a fill here. I might market this though. I don't really mind getting in at this point. All right, we started along again on the S&P. Resiliency's in our favor. Everything is above hedge pressure right now. It's bouncing off nicely. I like the long. I might even jump into a Nasdaq as well too. Gave us back a little bit here. If we can hold this and with a breakup, I will throw a market order into Nasdaq as well. We didn't hold it. It gave through the little dip there. So I'm not going to jump in just yet on Nasdaq. If I wanted that to hold here to break up, I would have thrown a market order in as well. I would have loved that confirmation there. All right. So I'm in S&P. I will add on to S&P as well too. That 28 number is still fine. I'm looking at a 24 as far as a hard out goes for me. Well, not a hard out, a soft stop, but I will pull the trigger at 24, especially with any violence going down to that number. All right, so we have a long position now. We're looking at long in the S&P. Nasdaq here, this would be a great place for a bounce, actually. This was support from before, from the last move. Any type of strength here, we could start a long on Nasdaq as well. All right, so let's see if the continuation comes to fruition right now. Nasdaq is at its hedge pressure from open. This was support. This is a third time for support at it. A new high last time it hit this support and broke through. So I'm taking a very small stab at one contract right around here. Simple out. I don't want this to stay here too long. The longer it bases here, the more of an effort it's going to make to go down. So I like to break up now. Otherwise, I may get out as at a break even for NASDAQ. All right, let's get this break now. Break up there. There you go. Let's get some strength here. All right, so guys, you're just kind of tuning in now. It's been a morning of long. Nothing else has really been going on. Just showing you a lot of strength all day. We broke through hedge pressure. We got to one strike down for the NASDAQ. Bounced right off a wall. Very clean, very sharp. Broke through hedge pressure to the upside. Now we're consolidating a little bit at hedge pressure for the NASDAQ. I took the long trade off the NASDAQ and the long trade off the S&P here. I scalped two trades earlier today. I just scalped a Dow for a win. NASDAQ I took a loss on, and I scalped an S&P trade that hit nicely for 7 points. I actually called the S&P pretty well. The pullback right after that was actually perfect. So I called, my exit was right on point. It was spot on for S&P and for the Dow. I had an add-on for the Dow. I would have got myself another 20 points for it. It didn't fill my add-on for that trade. But we're still looking like we're in good shape right now. All right, so the 08 is our hard stop for NASDAQ. Or being a hard stop here. This would be fine. Condensed points. All right, last fight for NASDAQ. Let's see if it holds up here. If it's going to fight here, and it's not going to. So we're going to get out of our NASDAQ trade again. S&P we're holding on to until 24 still. That's our final point for the S&P. The Nasdaq is dipping and it's chopping, so Nasdaq is taking itself off of our trades for the rest of the day. I can't see getting into anything more Nasdaq. Only two losses we have right now are Nasdaq trades. It's still chopping around. Let's see if the S&P is following suit for its choppiness or if it's going to continue its move up here. 25 level here. This is last line of support for a little bit until you get to the 15 level. So if we get under this, if we dip under for S&P, I'm out. I'll wait for the 15 level if I do like the long. Or we get the bounce here and I'll be happy. I did add on one more now. At this point, easy add-on. If we do get a break up, I will add on again for the S&P. How are you guys hitting them today? Anybody anything right now? Anybody make any good trades? I saw a couple of you guys making some nice ones. 500 done for the day. I saw that earlier. A couple other guys said that they hit some nice early scalps. Well, the S&P is giving us the reaction that we were looking for here. Nasdaq hopefully follows suit. We're not going to get involved in any Nasdaq trades here, but we're looking for a breakthrough. Would be nice anyway. Would kind of help the momentum for the S&P. For the day, I think that 45.49 is the cap for the S&P. It would be cool to get there, but it's very rare you're seeing straight lines to anything anyway, right? So this could be a little bit of a pullback here, which is fine. 25 is a definite level of support. Actually had that pegged for a while for the 45. Not loving Nasdaq here. This is just a whole bunch of choppiness. For the continuation, so I'm throwing a contract into the Dow. Starting to pull up a little bit of a fight here. And a simple 49 stop for that. $376 is a major level for the Dow. That will be it will be a start of a long if this one doesn't hold down, which doesn't look like it's holding right now. The S&P is doing everything right now. The S&P, if we get a bump over here, everything's going to follow suit. So right now, Nasdaq is trying to drag. We need the S&P to fight with it. Nasdaq is definitely dragging down right now. All right, we're gonna cut our S&P trade short now as well. We're sitting out right now until either A, the Nasdaq gets us above, or S&P gets to the 16 level. Now 16 will be the next long we take from S&P. We're still in the long boat. We have definitely not shifted over to any kind of a short look. But right now everything is kind of coinciding with each other. So we got a little back. We're going to get out of this trade. And we're looking. So I posted on Facebook, I was looking for a couple of video cards. One of my friends texted me, yeah, I have a guy who's selling video cards. You still looking? So I looked it up. This video card 2 years ago, well, not 2 years ago, yeah, was it? No, it was made 3 years ago. 2 years ago, it listed for like $379. It's going now for $850. My friend got it to me for $500. But still, it's amazing. It's almost triple the markup right now for a video card. That's not even the top of the line video card. It's amazing what's going on with these computer chips. Cars too. Cars is the biggest really problem right now. I had a 2000. I have a 2020 Lexus ES, and I have a 2000. I had a 2018 Ford Edge. The lease came up, so I called the guy that I got my Edge from. I said, listen, this is 6 months ago when the lease was almost coming up. He said, listen, there's nothing right now going on. No one has cars. I have like 7 cars on my lot, and this is a huge lot that holds hundreds of cars. I have like 7 cars on my lot right now, but I'll let you know when something comes in. So he calls me a couple weeks ago, Jay, come in now. You're signing papers. You're taking this car and getting out of here. I said, well, no, don't ask any questions. I have a car. It's a great deal. I'm going to overpay you right now for your trade-in, which is the only reason why you're getting a decent deal. And I was able to get into a new Ford Edge, which is actually nice. Comes with the huge, looks like a Tesla screen on the thing. It's huge. Actually, with all the auto pay, the Android Auto and the Apple Auto and all that stuff. Really, really nice truck. I was able to keep my payment at the same as before, but they would tell me, listen, if you didn't have a trade-in for this that we can overpay for because we can at least resell that. So I got $5,000 extra for my trade, and he goes, you would be spending $600-700 a month for a Ford Edge. It's nuts. My cousin went to a dealership. They told her it's going to be $700 for a Pathfinder. Do you want to look at a Kia Sport or Kia? Whatever the SUV for the Kia is? $650 for that. It's they got to get this thing fixed quick. Someone's got to step up right now and get this supply and demand kind of thing done and fixed. So start making these computer chips that they need for all these cars and all these services. Start making them here. Stop depending on other countries for them. All right, so it's starting to bounce. Let's see how this bounce is going to look. Let's see if this is a real bounce or just another move before a fall down again. S&P resiliency is still looking strong right now. I still like a long from the S&P. I just didn't like that it broke our level. And when it breaks a level, we get out. Whatever happens after that is irrelevant. Nasdaq tested the same support level call wall it did from before. Bouncing off of that again. I would like a break and a hold, and that was the key for this to continue the move up here. You guys see that, right? When we broke up here, we tried to oscillate. We took a bet on this holding, and that was a continuation of the move up. Right now, this might just kind of shift around and chop a little bit now as an entire market. But I think that was a turning point for the day, for the long end, for my long trade anyway. It was right around here when it broke through. We needed it to hold above for a push entire market push. And now the Nasdaq is trying to do the same thing. It is giving us some back. this is not a spot for us to get involved in right now. How's the quality of the picture as compared to the Zoom calls, guys, and the audio quality also? Same, better, or worse than the last couple of Zoom calls that we had? How's this sound? Does it sound like the audio quality the same, better, or worse than the Zoom calls that we were on? All right, cool. All right, we're back at that 25 level again for the S&P. I'm going to take a small one contract long here. Break of a new low of this move, so the stop is going to be around 22.75. 22.75. But I like that it shot back up off of this pivot. I like that the break immediately came back here, so I'm hoping for a base here, and this is the play that I'm taking. Quick out underneath it, but that's my play. The Nasdaq is looking like it's setting up for another fall here. Nasdaq does not look bullish. You have your sharp break, and now you have your kind of basing along here. I can see this being another move down here. So Nasdaq is not helping anything as far as the S&P is concerned. But everything else is still staying, it's still staying here. It's still staying relevant. So the short trade is definitely out of the question right now for me. Resiliency is still showing me strong enough for the S&P. Nasdaq is even positive right now still for resiliency, but it's getting closer to its equilibrium. Nasdaq, that 15,373 number 2 is still where that level for consolidation that we've been talking about for the last week. All right. So it's still basing around here. Nothing crazy. This is nothing that would tell me anything short. A breakthrough and an oscillation here. I might be in the short camp for Nasdaq for a nice scalp anyway. But this is not what's telling me yet. Dow broke through its level. Fantastic. We're making some new levels tonight for the Dow. We'll check those out actually later on. Maybe we'll even go over those in study hall. So right now, until we lose this level here, I'm not anywhere close to the short camp. This setup is actually a setup right now for a long as well. Dow is just chopping up a little bit right now. So what we want is the Dow to kind of get its legs underneath it, pick its direction, hopefully up, for our sake anyway. Because once the Dow can correct itself and get back to the upside, I believe that everything else is going to follow that right now. I think that the Nasdaq stalled everything. All right, so right now I'm looking for some kind of a base of support for Nasdaq. Nasdaq is the key for any other long to kind of to show any continuation.
Order no. Order submitted. Order no.
All right, Dow continuing its, oh no, Dow, Nasdaq continuing its chop right now. Let's see if we can get a breakthrough somewhere. Now it's testing resistance. See this, the Dow's on a 133 tick, and this is what the ticks are awesome about, finding these intricate levels here. That's why I love tick charts. We're gonna pop everything off to a tick chart real quick. Christo! Thank you, Dom. Appreciate that. The professor. It's only because I have my glasses on. You know, I feel like Spider-Man. Whereas he got bit by the by the spider, all of a sudden he didn't need his glasses. Well, I got bit by COVID, and now I need to wear my glasses. The professor. The professor. See, this still looks like a short setup for Nasdaq. We need a breakthrough here, and we need this to confirm any other longs here. So this is a big piece of what I do with trading anyway now, is instead of just focusing on one indice, I focus on, as a whole, the market. Now, the trades I make are based on that, right? So now, I took a long before, you guys saw it over here, and the reason why I took the long, I was banking on this holding up over here. When we broke through with Nasdaq, everything else kind of followed that, right? So now what I would like to confirm along is a breakthrough for Nasdaq. So this is not looking like a setup that's looking overly long right now, obviously, but these are, right? The other three indices do look like long setups here. These are holding still true, but they need Nasdaq to confirm. So my guess is, or my theory would be, that once we get that shift, if we do get a shift up from the Nasdaq, these are going to follow. If we don't, and it's still Nasdaq still chops around for a while, we're not going to lose as much ground in the other three, but they're going to kind of say the same thing too. So we're not getting that jump to the next level up for the Dow. Well, Russell Russell actually kind of beats to its own drummer, kind of like. But the S&P right now and the Dow, I think they're waiting also to see if they can get any kind of momentum from the Nasdaq as well. And I think if we get that, if we get a break over here, and we can hold on to 520 for the Nasdaq, I think you're going to see the S&P making its move as well as the Dow. So that's my theory right now. Let's see if I'm right. Well, first, to be right, we need to get that break for Nasdaq. If the Nasdaq falls off at this level right now, which this looks like it can be a short setup, if everything else, if I was in the short camp, which I'm not, if I was in the short camp though, I would look at something like this as a short setup to take a nice little scalp. But I'm not, because everything else is telling me that they're long. So I'm betting on instead that we get the Nasdaq to follow the rest of the overall market, and not just the rest of the market hanging around waiting for the Nasdaq to make its move. Nasdaq is still positive in resiliency, so is the S&P right now, and that's in our favor, and that's why we are holding on to this trade. We're in two trades right now. We have a Dow long and we have an S&P long. Now we just need a little bit of help from the NASDAQ. Hopefully we're getting that now. That's how I see the market. Everyone sees the market different, and a lot of people were really, really good at this. It's the coolest thing. You can have your own strategy. You have your own strategy based on stuff, but it's like the Bible, right? It's written so many different ways, but it's the same book. Well, trading is kind of the same thing. There are levels you can get to in many different ways. But that's how I see the market right now, and that's the play that I'm making. So we are up a little bit in our S&P long. We are up right now. We're holding two of each, S&P and Dow. And we're waiting for the NASDAQ to follow suit and help us out a little bit. It's trying to here. So now off of the breaking point for NASDAQ, we need a break and hold right above where we are. This 14 number matters now, guys. Break above 14 for NASDAQ is very good for our trade. And clearly there's got to be a fight at the 14 level, so we don't mind a little bit of a kickback. We don't want it to bring it back all the way down here to like the 398 number. We want it to oscillate over here now and break above the 414. We are not in a trade with the NASDAQ right now, guys. Obviously, you guys know this, but this is what matters to our trade right now. We want that break. So I was asked earlier before how much or how do I take the DTP system and kind of put it into my trading? Well, you guys know how I set myself up here, but this is a very, very simple red line. A very short period red line here. 514 that we knew was going to be a fight. We were hoping it wasn't, but that matters as far as what everything else is going to do right now. So my belief right now is that the S&P is reacting off of this red line. So the NASDAQ had to test a level. It did what it was supposed to do. The market tested this level and it's giving up on it right now. But this would be, if I was in the short camp, a simple short. It would have been a 1 and a 2 short from there. What we need for this continuation to occur is this to break above 414 and hold. We are not in a NASDAQ trade, but the NASDAQ matters as far as what we're doing. So we need this to break above. We found the fight before it happens, and that's what DTP kind of does for us, right? They find those fights. And now we know what we're looking for as far as a continuation. So someone who's just trading the S&P or just trading the Dow or just trading the Russell, okay, it looks up, I'm going to keep clanking up. Well, not that I'm 100% right, but I have a theory that's based on real things, right? So my theory now is what's stalling my trades is what's happening in a different indice altogether. My belief is all the money is tied into each other, right? And people the big money just keeps pushing back and forth where they want to put it in, whether it be the markets, whether it be bonds, whether it be gold or commodities or whatever. But my thinking is that the market as a whole, if it's going to go up, it's going to go up together. And most time on those big green days, you don't see the NASDAQ chopping around, S&P just making new highs. For the most part, you see them kind of in line together, right? So right now, for my long that I'm still holding, I would love to see a break above 414. This is how I set up my scalps. So my eyes are glued right now on this NASDAQ move and what you're going to do. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that all the indices are kind of tied into each other, kind of like they all have some kind of a synergy with each other? Or you think that is, for the most part, acting on their own? And this is it's just a theory. I'm not saying that I'm 100% right. I think I am. I make a lot of my trades based on that theory. I mean, there definitely are successful traders who just trade one index, and I've known some that don't even look at the others. So I get it that it can be done, and I've seen it done. But I think a lot of information comes from watching the other guys.
Order filled.
80%? Okay. I would make an argument that I can do similar things with just the NASDAQ and the S&P, being those are the two most weighted indices. I do like using the Dow and the Russell in there because I do get some really good setups on those that I wouldn't find if I was just watching those. So I do pay attention and focus on all four, and it looks clean anyway. Yeah, foreign markets, I have theories about why foreign markets don't affect as much as our opens for it. And a big part of it, that our ego, we don't believe what foreign markets tell us. We think, oh, we're the smartest, we know the best, and we can push for things where we want to push them. So I definitely do see that there are extensions of foreign market moves. But I like, hold on, we're losing the spot on NQ right here. Let's see here. All right, we're still in good shape. We're still okay. Dow is still looking all right. Would like the bounce. Yeah, so I've seen days in foreign markets that are just like the greenest days in a row, greenest overnights in a row, and all of a sudden we just bring it back, and either we retrace to a red line or we just give it all back, and vice versa. I don't know what the percentage is that we follow suit with the foreign markets or not, like with the overnight trades. We used to watch a lot of the other ones too. I used to watch Germany. We used to watch Shanghai. I watched and kind of tried to make moves off of that. It never really worked too great for me though. Oh, the NASDAQ gave up that fight, and everything looks like it's following off of that number. Yeah, I definitely think that there's a leader and a follower. For the most part, the S&P I think is the leader, and even now too, right? Like the Nasdaq is giving up more levels than the S&P or any other indice is giving up right now. But it's definitely causing us to kind of at least stall out a little bit right here. I think the S&P is normally the leader of the entire market, but I have seen even the Russell lead the market before, or I've seen the Russell at least stall moves and keep it from new highs. If we were poised today for new highs really everywhere, and for more of a continuation, when we're not getting it right now, and I believe that's suited the Nasdaq. But the Nasdaq is very it's like that unruly cousin. It's liable for anything. The Nasdaq can pop off right now and start making new highs, and everything's just going to follow up. The Nasdaq can be very volatile. It's like that kid that you don't really want to piss off because you know he can kind of go crazy, and then that's kind of what the Nasdaq is. So Nasdaq is due for, it can do anything it wants to do. And in this case, right now, I think we are following Nasdaq. Nasdaq made a move up again. We kind of followed off, and now, all right, now we're getting out of this. So we're getting out of our trade. Let's see here. We're holding on to our Dow trade. We're getting rid of our S&P trade, and it's fighting back again. Look at it. Nasdaq controls everything, guys. The Nasdaq's pushing, so is the world. I'm still holding on to it. I've won a long right now in the Russell. I'm holding on to my Dow trade as well. But even with tick day, this is not bearish. It's just not. Resiliency is still holding up. S&P 25, Nasdaq 13. The Nasdaq is not trying to give up on everything. So right now it's like a tug of war, right? Hopefully not like the tug of war in that Squid Game. You guys watch Squid Games? I caught that in quarantine. It was weird. Very, very strange. Anyway, so it's like that tug of war going on right now. Nasdaq is pulling, the rest of the market is trying to pull back and forth. But we're not really giving up any substantial levels right now. Nasdaq is still, if you look at our level map, Nasdaq is still oscillating here. Until we lose this level here, I cannot be anywhere near a short side. Yeah, plus, I mean, in order for a market to not crash, that's not anywhere near the word I want to use, but in order for a market to change, even for like a daily market to change and become bearish, right? You need to give up levels. At this point, how many guys who are long, I mean, unless people are taking profits at this level, and is there any reason to take profits here? I don't see, I mean, there could be, but I don't see anything like that. So there are people waiting to buy any dips whatsoever right now. And there's always more people buying dips than selling at higher ends. So unless some profit taking happens at this level here, this is poised still as a whole to go up. If I'm swing trading this, I'm holding long, I'm turning my computer off. So me being that I'm day trading and I'm scalping through it right now, I'm catching a little bit of this, but Nasdaq hasn't made that move to break through yet. But as a whole, for a grander scheme of a trade here, this is extremely bullish. I don't see any reason to think anything else. If you guys do, maybe you do, and let me know too, because I'll take a look at it. I mean, I'm definitely not some oracle. But what I see right now is everything is bullish. So why would I want to jump in anything bearish? I can find scalp setups that are bearish. Like I showed you guys the one for NASDAQ before that looked like it was a bearish setup. I'm not jumping into that trade. But as a whole, this market still looks bullish. So I want to be with the whole and catch that time when people are buying. And right now, even at these levels, every time it drops, people are buying. People are jumping in. I'm going to jump into a little harder if the Nasdaq does get above this. Nasdaq can break and hold that 14 level here. This is going to be a huge rubber band swing for the long. So now I'm just kind of gearing myself up to look for that setup for the long. Yep, every single time this thing is giving up a little bit, they're trying to buy it back up again. I'm slowly and slowly building a long position right now. Every time I think, all right, we may be losing a level, we get right back to that and hold. If I had to guess right now, I say the Russell pops off first. I think we get the Russell first. It's not as held back by everything else for it, being the small caps. I think the NASDAQ, maybe end of the day, maybe 2 o'clock when the NASDAQ makes its move up there, which it could not do. Maybe it just gives up for the day, and then it's going to cause chop. But as soon as we get that springboard from the NASDAQ here, everything else, I believe, is going to follow suit. And that's my play for the rest of the day. Until 2:30, I'm not trading past that because I don't like trading past that. Then it becomes mayhem where everyone's just trying to get their orders in, and I don't want that. I don't want that trade. So I'm looking probably 2:30. My computer's probably going off. I mean, I'm not off. I'll hang out with you guys, and I'll be on Discord. I have a really cool green screen I want to set up anyway. So that'll be probably my project for today. I have some other stuff coming in. I have a mixer coming in. That's going to be tomorrow. And because I'm such a bozo, guess what I did? I bought a mixer and I used, I found it on eBay. Only one place that found the one that I'm looking for, I can get it soon, was eBay. So I haven't used eBay in forever. So I sent it to my old house, not my new house. So now I have to go tomorrow. I don't even have the guy who bought my house's number. I guess I can call the realtor. So I have to go to the house now, wait for the UPS driver. Hope they don't think I'm being a creep waiting at the house. And knock on the door and say, listen, sorry, sir, that's my package. Thank you very much. I hope the house is working out for you. So that's what I got to do tomorrow. I tried messaging the guy, too, I bought it from. Like, listen, can you do me a favor? I sent you the wrong address. Next day, no response. You just emailed it out. That guy won't be getting 5 stars. So I got a cool mixer coming in. I have the mic that's going to be set up for the mixer. I have, it's not a USB mic. It's the other type. So we're going to have a lot of fun for next week. Next week it's going to sound hopefully a little bit better, but it's going to be pretty cool. I get to have the music on my little mixer. I'm extremely excited about this mixer. And I have some more stuff. I have some foam coming for the room as well. I have a nice key light that's not on now, but it will be on later on when I mess with the settings. It's going to be a nice show. A nice setup for this show. I was going to decorate the back, put some cool stuff up, some posters and whatnot, but I like the green screen. I like the idea of having some different backgrounds whenever I want. We'll see. All right, so we're going to hang tight till around 12 o'clock. Hopefully we can see this NQ break above that. After this trade, we'll probably call it a show today. I can see the big move coming later on around the 1-2 o'clock hour. This is a stall. This is not a breakdown. This doesn't have the look of a breakdown yet. It just looks like a stall. It looks like I'm early to the long party for the second wave. And I hate being early for trades. And I feel like that's why I'm early into this long trade right now. But that's the feeling I'm getting. I gotta work on the settings for this camera. It makes me look like I have more gray hair than I do. What do you guys think from here? Up or down? Short term, up or down? What's the consensus here? Not giving us any more real information than we had from 15 minutes ago. Yeah, I'm definitely early. For whatever the move is going to be, this is definitely early for it. The market's just kind of figuring out what it wants to do in the short term here. But it's extremely tough to break through. Yeah, NQ definitely doesn't look up, right? NQ is definitely the only thing that looks down to me anyway. And I think that, yeah, I mean, flat NES short term makes sense, especially if NQ drops down. If NQ finds a way to break up right now, I think it's going to springboard everything else. I don't think NQ will be playing catch up to get to the point that everything else is in. I think it's going to be springing up for that. Because overall, for the day, Nasdaq is really at zero. It's not up or down anything. Russell being the biggest winner so far, it's up like 0.66%. The other two up 30%, 35% respectfully. But yeah, I mean, Nasdaq is flat right now. Yeah, so that's the thing. So it looks bear. It looks bearish to me too, right? Like the setup itself definitely doesn't look bullish, but it's a flat day right now. So this could be where it finds its legs also. Nasdaq is poised to do anything. It can run up, it can run down. It's unfortunate that that's going to be the measure of what happens to my trades, because I am early into these trades. But that's what it looks like. Thinking back now, because I'm just obviously sitting out, just watching. Well, not sitting out. I am in trades right now. I am in small long positions. Nasdaq is in the middle of buffer and the next wall down. Same where I had support before and it broke through. It's kind of doing the same thing. So I definitely got in early for these trades, and I'm gonna go over this later on after the show. I'm gonna go over my trade and see if I did get the confirmation. My guess is that the confirmation should have been for me holding off to see if Nasdaq would have done this, if Nasdaq would have held above here or get above. This is probably when the trade would take into effect, when Nasdaq does get above here, and that's probably the mistake that I made in this trade right now, which is why it's taking so long. Because these trades are going up and down a couple points each, so it's not that I'm getting killed in this trade right now. It's more of a fact that I'm waiting for the move to happen because I'm early for the trade. And I hate being early for trades. And that's kind of what's going on right now. So when I'm going back and correcting my trades for today, my trades for the week, I'm going to look at that, and that's probably going to be the tipping point. Nasdaq trying to make a move again right now. Let's see the 14 number. That's the big one, guys. If we can break through that 14 number here, that's the start that we need for the long. Yep, Nasdaq is definitely within buffer right now. It's just kind of consolidating itself. Market as a whole is still green. Not green by a hell of a lot, but green enough. But I can see us getting to that 1% if we can get Nasdaq to play nice with us. I mean, because everything else, these structures right now, I mean, these fights at around highs, this is all good. This is all long. All right? These are all good long setups. Let's see here. 14, we're testing it again. Let's see what kind of reaction we get from it. That pesky 414 red line. That's what's holding up our game. Let's get a break through that. Even add right now, it's just the consolidation is just so severe right now. I still believe that this is a long day, so I would like that to. I would like to see that. Yeah, I think that makes sense too. But again, this is a game of probability. This is not a game of anything else than that. Russell again, testing its highs. We're just kind of flopping around here. Let's get one breakout. Maybe one of these breakouts will trigger us to break that 414 number. Let's get a breakout here. Let's get a Dow breakout. Let's see what the Dow can do. See, the little intricacies of the markets like this right now is what keeps me still, like I was when I first started, so involved and so into the market. And little nuances and what things do. Like right now, I want to see what, I almost want to see the reaction. I want my trade to work or not. I want to see if we get a breakup from the Dow, if that's going to trigger NASDAQ to break through it right now. I want this to happen first before that. Because I feel very confident that if we do get the break on NASDAQ, it's going to springboard everything else, which is cool. I mean, I'm long, so I hope that my trades work. But I want to see the reaction we get if we get this one of them take. I want to see the Dow or the Russell take off right now and see if that brings, if the two little brothers bring with them the parents, really. And Dow is trying to right now. I want to see that break on Dow. Let's get a big move here. Let's get a nice 20, 30 point move up there. For those curious what positions I'm in right now, this is what I'm in right now. I'm early. I don't love that I have this much exposure right now to the market, but even though I'm early, I do like my spot. I do feel like I have a good feel of the market right now, what's going on and what's going to cause it to go up or down. And being that I feel like I have that good feel there, I don't mind being in there. I can get out very, very easily. And look, we get our break. Let's see if it holds. Now we got our break of 14. Now we want to hold on the NASDAQ. If we shift back under it, I may take one off, a couple of my positions, a couple of contracts off right now. But I want to see that hold. That's the key right now. And actually, that's a trend right now for the Dow. We'll take one off. Sure. My ES, let's pull up a level. Well, the overall target for ES right now is based on a level, and that level right now is sitting at 45.49. That's as a whole. I don't know if it's reaching that today or tomorrow, but I'm predicting that this week it's going to be reaching that number, 45.49. So as it is, I'm waiting. My target as a whole, 45.49, and I'm out regardless. I mean, I'll look at the action to see if it kicks off there or if it just shoots by it. But any kind of a test or any kind of a reaction or fight at that level, then I'm getting out at that 45.49 number, right? 45.49 and a half. But what I'm going to do, if we build to, like I was doing before, my long that I took from right around over here, I will have a step in place and a level in place for those numbers. Like, and it could be a lot of, I use a lot of things. I can use something like this. Let's pull up an example of how I can level up and show a target. So this is definitely, it's clearly showing us steps. So one trick that I use to gauge my targets is something like this. I have a first target, 45, 45, 40 would be a first target here. You're looking at, this is lining up right now for all of our levels, so for a very, very quick level sheet. So based on that, a full continuation, where we're looking at the 32 would be next level, 45, 40 would be my last target there. So that would be a good place to get out of a contract. So I set up based on reversing my levels. Now you guys are seeing levels here. These are bigger levels, right? 15-minute levels. But I can make levels out of 3-minute, 2-minute, and 1-minute charts. So once I have a confirmation on anything, once I can confirm the levels that are being tested, I can get a extension of that, which gives me my last target. So in this case, it'd be 40. So for S&P, 40 would be a level. This was simple enough, right? Because I have my inflection point. So I have my 14 number, which is held true. I want to break in a hold would be fantastic. So I know that this is a level of equilibrium right now for the NASDAQ. For this small scope, equilibrium is 414. Anything above that is looking great. Everything below that is looking bearish. So because of my theory that the Nasdaq is what's stalling the other markets right now, I'm looking a little closer to that. If everything was carrying on business as usual, making new highs, I wouldn't concern as much for the Nasdaq. But because of the stall that seems to be occurring, I'm keeping a closer eye on the Nasdaq. But my targets are just extensions. I can do them for any of these. An extension off of the fight. So when I have one or two different fights, so I have my little quote unquote pivot spots from those numbers here, I line them up to give me my extension for my target. So my targets are fluid. And they're based on what information we're given from the market. But my first target for the S&P would be 40, and my second target would be 49.5. I'm taking one off of the Russell right now. I like the move. I'm holding one on the Dow, one on the Russell. The move. I have two long still on the S&P. Fly, Eagles, fly. I will add on to, if I'm adding on to the Dow right now, I like the number around that 65, 63 number. I like that for an add-on right now for the Dow. I like the Russell at around 2290-ish. If we do hold and fight there, I'm not looking to blindly jump in there, but I would add on to my position if we have an oscillation at that point. I'm getting out now at highs only because, again, we haven't confirmed the break. NASDAQ is looking good here, but hasn't confirmed it yet. So now that we're getting around highs and we're getting around previous resistance for the day, I don't need to give back the 40 points that I have right now on Dow and the 5.5 points, full points that I have on the Russell. So those are the things that I'm constantly thinking of back and forth really all day long as far as my trades go. I love that NASDAQ right now is trying to base above 414. That looks great for my long. And look at that. We got to the top. Russell, Dow, and not that it's going to give it all back here, but it's fighting a resistance, right? Because we haven't confirmed our move. If we confirm the move, we can even get to the next level here. My guess is we're going to make new highs for everything. If we break through again here, we're going to go back and we're going to fight again. So I'll keep adding at this point until we give this level up, until we confirm even the NASDAQ, the one that we are theoretically advising that this is the glue that's keeping it all together. I'll keep adding at support, keep getting out, and I'll scalp one in between my position. I'll keep scalping out of that. There are two trades today that I made that I am not a fan of, and I can't wait to go back and look at them some more. Those two NASDAQ early trades that I made, especially after the first one dipped off of that, though, it's showing that it doesn't have that tight floor. It definitely had a ceiling, like it could have been up and up forever, right? But it didn't have that floor that the other ones, the other markets were kind of showing us. And if a market shows me, like the S&P right now, or even the Dow, that it has that floor, it's not breaking under that, like the NASDAQ was kind of bouncing back and forth. There was no purpose of me getting to those NASDAQ. For the first NASDAQ trade, maybe that's fine, but the second one, no. Because it's not showing us that concrete floor. Well, we have the floor for the other indices right now. So the other indices were definitely the play for today. The NASDAQ, unfortunately, I made one, I'm going to say right now without looking back on the trade, I made one bad trade on the NASDAQ, the second trade. The first trade, I don't know that it was bad yet, but I will confirm that later on. I do like my S&P trades. I like my Dow trades today. I had a very nice Russell trade that's still paying off, but those NASDAQ trades I wasn't in love with. And I was definitely early for one of the S&P trades as well too. And that's the thing, even being right, like I feel like I was right for the S&P trade, even the one that I lost, but I was early for that trade. You don't ever want to be early, and I made that mistake, and I hate that I did that. But again, this is fluid. My trading is also fluid. So, but I'm still gonna grind out a green day today, but not as big a day if I were to stay away from that Nasdaq trade. But see, and this is the thing we were talking about yesterday too. For the most, well, not for the most part, I have a plan. I don't trade without a plan. Even if my plan is wrong, I can go back now after markets close and I can think about, okay, what did I do wrong? Well, this is what I thought. This is what I saw. How is it wrong? And I can dissect it. I'm not going off the hip right now in my trades. I'm not just shooting off the cuff. I'm not just taking chances, taking shots at things. I have an idea of what I think the market is doing. Even now, I can be totally wrong about NASDAQ being a player at all in this. I can be totally wrong about these markets being connected. But I have an idea that seems to make a lot of sense to me anyway. And I'm going off that idea. Now, if that idea is proven to be false, at least I can correct that. And my trades will be affected by that. My trades are a byproduct of my plan. Right? That makes sense, guys? I don't trade to trade. I trade off of a plan. And my plan tells me where to get in and where to get out of my trades. And that's the biggest key for my trading goes, is that I always have a plan. All right, so we have NASDAQ that's trying to break through here. Let's see if we can break through. Russell's trying to. Dow is trying to. S&P is trying to. We are looking good in our trades. Looking good. Feeling good. Afternoon looking like it's our afternoon here. All right. Let's keep this winning streak going, guys. And on that note, we're going to end on a good note here. 12 o'clock hour. Hope you guys enjoyed today. We're going to be going on Twitch tomorrow. Maybe I'll try to multi-stream both here and Twitch tomorrow. Actually, no. Let's try Twitch tomorrow. Make sure that goes accurate. That goes cool. I'm going to go back and watch this. Watch the live again too once it loads up here. And we're going to multi-stream on Friday. We're going to do YouTube and we're going to do Twitch. Hopefully, I have a cool background for tomorrow. I can figure this green screen thing out. And that's it, guys. So for that, we're going to end the stream now. Hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you all tomorrow. I'll be on Discord. You guys need me.